All right, today we're going to pull apart one of the biggest, most powerful myths out there. It's a story that seriously shapes how we think about success, about failure, about pretty much everything. And that's the myth of the overnight success. It's a lie that's just so comfortable. It's cinematic, right? It's the kind of thing we almost want to believe, so we rarely ever stop to question it. But here's the thing. Questioning it, that's the absolute key to figuring out how real breakthroughs actually happen. I mean, we see this story everywhere. The artist who gets discovered out of nowhere, the startup that just explodes onto the scene, the athlete who suddenly rises to greatness. And the story is always the same. It all happened in one single defining moment. A flash of luck, One viral video, one big decision that just changed everything. Poof. But that whole story just doesn't add up, does it? It creates this big mystery. I mean, if it's all just a random lucky break, then why do we keep seeing the same patterns over and over again? Why is it that the people who just stick with it seem to get all the luck? And the ones who are always chasing those quick wins, they just disappear? That's the big question we're really going to dig into. So, to get to the answer, we have to start by looking at a word we think we know inside and out: discipline. Because honestly, our modern idea of what that word means, it completely misses the point. The real story is right there in the word's origin. It comes from the Latin word disciplina. And here's the kicker. It never meant punishment or suffering, not at all. It meant instruction, training, and learning through repetition. Just think about the Roman legions for a second. They didn't conquer the world because they were necessarily stronger. Nope. They won because they drilled the exact same movements every single day for years on end. And that is the core difference we need to get. Intensity, that's all about short-term, exhausting effort. It looks super impressive, right? It's the whole hustle culture you see plastered all over social media. But consistency, well, that's just steady, repeatable action. It's often totally invisible, and it's not trying to get fast results. It's aiming for something way more powerful, inevitable results. Okay, so if discipline isn't about that flashy intensity, then how in the world does it create those massive, explosive results we call breakthroughs? Well, it works in a way that's actually pretty familiar. It's just like compounding interest. I love this metaphor because it just captures it perfectly. For a really long time, all the work is happening underground, completely unseen. You're watering the soil day in and day out, but nothing's breaking the surface. It totally feels like you're getting nowhere. But what you're really doing is building this incredible foundation. All that progress is invisible, right up until the moment it becomes absolutely undeniable. And here's what that progress actually looks like when you map it out. For years, it's minimal. It's almost a flat line. You're putting in all this work, and the needle just barely moves. And let's be real, this is where most people give up. This is where they lose faith. But then, the compounding effect kicks in, and suddenly, the growth isn't just growth, it's exponential. That final jump looks like it came from nowhere, but it was built on the foundation of all those slow, painful early years. And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. Just think about the companies we now call overnight successes. Netflix, they were mailing DVDs for more than a decade. Amazon, they operated at a loss for 9 straight years. And Tesla, they were on the brink of total collapse multiple times. Their huge breakthroughs only start to make sense when you look back and see the long and often really painful seasons of discipline that came first. But here's the thing. Every single one of those journeys, they all hit the exact same wall. And it's the most dangerous part of any disciplined effort. It's called the plateau. And this is a universal truth. I mean it. It doesn't matter what you're trying to build. A business, a new skill, a relationship. Sooner or later, you will hit this phase. People call it a few different things. The plateau, the desert, the silent years. But whatever you call it, the feeling is exactly the same. You're doing everything right, you're putting in the work, but the results have just stopped, dead in their tracks. And this is why it is so incredibly difficult. Your effort is still high. Maybe it's even higher than before, but your visible reward just drops to zero. Absolutely nothing. And psychologically, that is almost unbearable. Our brains are literally wired for immediate feedback. So when all we get back is silence, what do? We assume we're failing. And that right there, that's the moment of truth. This is the exact point where passion and motivation just burn out. Because they're just feelings, right? They're fleeting. The only thing that can carry you through the silent years is real discipline. that deep commitment to the process itself, not to a temporary feeling. Which brings us to the final fascinating piece of this whole puzzle. If success is built so slowly, brick by painful brick, then why does it always feel so sudden to everyone on the outside looking in? It's because the breakthrough only feels sudden to the observer. To the person on the outside, yeah, it looks like a lucky break. But to the person or the team that went through all those years of discipline, it doesn't feel sudden at all. It feels overdue. It feels inevitable. It's not some moment of magic. It's the moment that all the pressure that's been building and building for years finally snaps. So what does this all mean for us? Let's boil it down to 3 key takeaways. Number 1, progress is so often invisible right before it becomes absolutely unstoppable. Number 2, the real goal of discipline isn't about brute force. It's just about staying in the game long enough for cause and effect to finish its job. And finally, and I really want you to hear this one, that season in your life that feels completely pointless, like you're going nowhere, that is almost always the season that matters the most. So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. What discipline season are you in right now? Seriously, are you at the beginning, planting the seeds? Are you deep in those silent years, just waiting for the roots to take hold? Or are you maybe getting closer to that breakthrough than you think? Because here's the truth. Sometimes success isn't missing. It's just waiting for you to stay.